Hey guys, I've just watched a 2-hour debate session in Russian between Vladimir Kramnik, former world chess champion, and Daniel Naroditsky, grandmaster, who has been maybe accused, maybe not accused, by at least the subject of attacks by Kramnik, allegations, whatever you want to call it. The debate took place on the Levitov chess channel in Russian language. Since I speak Russian, let me give you the summary of the debate. I made a list of notes to not forget anything, so you will have a comprehensive idea of what happened and who won in the debate. And at the end, I'll tell you my opinion about this situation, because some of the subscribers were asking what I think about this. Having spoken to both Vladimir Kramnik and Daniel on my podcasts, check out the podcasts, they will be linked. The episodes will be linked in the description. So I will give you my honest, unfiltered opinion, and I'll also give you the results of the polling that was held on the Levitov Chess channel, where 3,000 viewers of the debate voted whom they believe more, Kramnik or Naroditsky. And there were some prominent chess players involved in the chat. Many top grandmasters who speak Russian were in the chat. It was crazy. Like, all the Russian-speaking world was watching. It's a pity that it wasn't held in English, but I will help you understand and be a part of this historic event. So let's dive into this. I will look at my notes to not forget anything. So first, there was the discussion of the speedrun. The speedrun is a series of videos that Danya has on his YouTube channel. Originally, it was like a series of streams where he educates his subscribers, followers, playing against lower rated people, gaining rating, and commentating on his games. There was a problem with one of the games that Vladimir Kramnik indicated in one of his videos, investigations, that Danya was playing a 1000 rated opponent, easily demolished him, won a queen, had an absolutely winning position, like maybe plus 10, plus 15, I don't know. And he was waiting for the opponent to resign, but prematurely, before the game ended, he opened on the second screen chess base and started looking at the opening and started looking for the engine opinion on certain moves in the opening on move 8, and commentated on this during the game. So he said something like along the lines of, "Oh, my opponent on move 8 did a very peculiar thing. The engine thinks this and that." And Kramnik has said in his videos and on his Twitter X that this is cheating. And that this is, of course, this should not be tolerated. This is a violation of fair play, etc., etc. Which it is actually about violation of fair play. There was no debate. It is, of course, and Daniel has publicly apologized. He shouldn't have done this, opening the engine, but it did not affect anything. Of course, he was completely, utterly winning. He did not use the engine to give some hints to himself. No, it was just like a mistake, even though it's a violation of rules, of course, but it's not like cheating in the strict sense of this word, because, as I will tell you later, they both discussed the sense of the word and came to the conclusion that this is fair play violation, maybe cheating if you say in a very, very broad sense. So they discussed the speedrun for some time, and Danya said what I just told you. There were all the time like jumping from one topic to another, so don't be surprised that my review is also this jumpy, because this is what they did. After this, they started discussing Danya's setups. Danya said that Kramnik repeatedly makes mistakes of confusing his setup in the room, in the smaller room where he played Kramnik with a smaller laptop, and then his main setup in the room with 2 screens. And Kramnik then jumped to another topic of saying that let's come back to the speedrun. You couldn't have opened this second window on ChessBase and entered those moves, 8 first moves, while still playing the game. It's impossible, says Kramnik. Danya says, no, it's possible. I can show it to you. First of all, my editor has edited out 20 seconds of my video of speedrun, and he has shown it on the screen. 20 seconds where where his opponent was thinking, and during that time, like, Danya entered on the second screen the moves, and Danya repeated this as an experiment. He opened the chess base, he showed that this is possible within 20 moves. Kramnik says, do you have the original of the video of the speedrun? Danya says, no, we don't keep it, and Twitch deletes it after like 2 months. Kramnik says, interesting, okay. And Kramnik says, whatever, regardless, this should deserve a ban. You have apologized for this, but this should deserve a ban. They banned me, chess.com banned me for a fair play violation when I played from a different account using Denis Hismatulin's account. This was like the point he made. I committed fair play violation. I was punished. You were not punished. This is not fair. Also, Kramnik says that you are using the third monitor. I'm looking at this. At these videos that you have, he says to Danya, you do have the third monitor. It seems like you're looking sideways somewhere, as if there is not just 2 monitors, but there is a third one further to the side where you're looking. Danya says, no, it's a lie. I've never used the third monitor. I don't even know if my computer has 3 HDMI ports to connect 3 monitors, external monitors. I've never done the third monitor thing, so nope. I just have a big second monitor that I use, and sometimes I look to the right of the monitor, sometimes I look to the left of the monitor, and these are 2 different eye movements. Kramnik says, I don't believe it, this is like nonsense, something like that. Levitov, the moderator of the debate, also was skeptical, like, Danya, you're looking in 2 different places, it seems. Danya showed them how he looks in the right part of the monitor, in the left. He filmed himself from behind as well. This did not dispel the suspicions of Kramnik. Then Danya says, in Twitter, you, Vladimir Borisovich, Kramnik called me a cheater. You said, admitted to cheating. Quote. Kramnik says, no, this is like nonsense. I never called you a cheater. Danya found the exact quote. He found where Kramnik had said that Danya is like a self-admitted cheater. And Danya started debating whether it is fair to call a person cheating if he just made a mistake opening an engine to show to the subscribers something during an educational stream, obviously not intending to use engine assistance for winning against an opponent. So Kramnik says, well, it also can be called cheating. Then Danya says, then you are also a cheater because you committed a fair play violation using account of another person, which is prohibited, and you were banned for this. Kramnik says, okay. And Kramnik said, then Magnus also is cheating because he sometimes plays drunk on his streams with his friends who are shouting some moves in the background. Well, everyone is cheater then. Okay. Then Danya says that you did not behave in a decent way. I'm hurt by what you did, Vladimir Kramnik. You behaved not in a way that is deserving for the world chess champion, for the icon of the game, etc., etc. And Kramnik then says, but Nakamura has behaved even worse. He has been saying bad things about me over a year. For over a year, he has insulted me. He has said some swear words about me. And you, Danya, showed his videos, Nakamura's videos, on your stream and commented and reacted to them. You did not defend me, and you deserve harsh treatment by me then. This was Kramnik's logic. Well, interesting, of course. And he says that if you are promoting this Hikaru's speeches about me, then don't be surprised that I'm harsh with you as well. And then he used, I like this this part, he used the Russian saying that it can be translated like, either you put your panties back on or you take the cross, the crucifix off. So yeah, this is a Russian traditional saying. I'm not sure if it has an English equivalent. So then Levitov already got tired of this back and forth stuff, and he started swearing in Russian. I really I pity people who don't know Russian swear words. They are awesome. I really recommend you learn them. So Levitov started swearing. He remembered Topalov and Silvio Danilov, his manager, who accused Kramnik of cheating in 2006. 2006, guys, almost 20 years ago, during the World Chess Championship match in Elista, where Kramnik was playing Topalov, and there was this toilet gate scandal, very famous. You should Google it if you are new to chess. First major cheating scandal probably in chess, but not the last, unfortunately. So and Levitov said Kramnik, Vova, Volodya it's like a Russian form of his name, because they are friends. He said, Volodya, why do you do this? Do you remember how bad it was for you when these guys accused you? How bad it must have felt. And then Danya said, you are hurting me. You are hurting me physically and emotionally. You have a reputation, a weight as a former world chess champion, even not former. This title, I think, is for life. You're just called world chess champion. You should be cautious. You should tread lightly. Even if you think that someone might be cheating, you should not make 10 videos about this person, because your subscribers, many of them idolize you. They in the comments, many people, hundreds of people say, yeah, Danya is a cheater, definitely cheater. Oh, this is stinking cheater, something like this. And you're hurting me like this. You should not do it, especially if you don't have proof. Just questions, asking questions. You say you are just asking questions, but you are people draw conclusions from these questions. And Kramnik says, yeah, I tried to do everything hush-hush, not publicly via Chess.com initially in my anti-cheating fight, but they kept silencing me and stuff like that. Danya says, but it was not about me. What, chess.com? Okay, you came to chess.com. Did you come to chess.com about me? Then they started arguing about who was the first to say about the other that the other guy is lying and manipulating. Kramnik said, you say I'm lying and manipulating about you, then don't be surprised that I'm harsh in my sayings. Danya said, but this was self-defense. You already started saying bad things about me. Then I responded. And then Kramnik says, nobody said anything good about me. Nobody defended me when Hikaru 1 year ago started swearing. It really felt like it was an important topic for Kramnik, that he was hurt by Hikaru's comments. And Hikaru did use a bunch of swear words about Kramnik. So yeah. And Kramnik says, so you did not defend me back then, so take that. And this is I don't know, redemption for him, something like this. Daniel says, no, it's not like that. I always was respectful. I always told my audience to be respectful, and around this point is where Daniel starts to swear in Russian. he was moderately calm before that, but this is the point where he started swearing. He says that this has hurt me a lot. This should stop, man. You've made 10 videos about me, almost every day a new video. These tweets. This is unacceptable. This should stop. I'm ready. I'm willing to answer any of your questions that you have, to show you my screens, my cameras, whatever. But this should stop. This is not normal what you do, this witch hunt. And Levitov then entered the discussion again and said, Danya, did you farm your rating in Charlotte? And you might want to watch the podcast episode of Daniel with me this week. We uploaded it, great one. And Daniel already responded to this in the podcast, and this is similar to what he told to Levitov. He said that I'm not farming rating here. I just like playing Blitz, playing in those tournaments. I played them when they were not rated, when there was not an opportunity to farm this rating, when the rules of FIDE were different for gaining rating. Because the idea is that Kramnik said in one of his videos that Danya is farming rating, playing lower rated opponents, and gaining FIDE OTB Blitz rating to have a higher Blitz rating. And now Danya is 2700 OTB in Blitz because of some new rules of FIDE. And Danya says, well, you can check my tournament history. I did that even before when there was no famine involved. I'm not at fault here because FIDE changed the rules. I just play Blitz. I like playing Blitz, stuff like that. Then Kramnik says, okay, whatever, this is not like important. There are different questions that I need answers to. Then Levitov says, well, guys, not this time. We already like spent 2 hours. Maybe next time. Maybe in English, you should make like a debating stream on some other channel in English. Levitov should have said the name of Chess with Mustreader channel probably, but he didn't. Although we are on good terms with him. And Kramnik says, all English-speaking channels in chess, they have me in the blacklist. They don't allow me. They censor me. So there is a problem. Well, Vladimir Borisovich, by the way, I will say at the end my opinion on some of the things you are doing and saying, but I've never blacklisted you, and I'm open to hosting this debate in English. By the way, guys, drop a comment if you want this to happen on my channel. But whatever, let's finish this because we are coming to the end of this recap of the debate. So Kramnik says, I'm censored, I'm being censored, I don't know, and I still have many questions. And Danya says, what does it take for you to believe that I'm not a cheater? What do I have to do? Which questions, like, which criteria should be made for you to leave me alone? And Kramnik says something along the lines like, you need to prove for me to dispel my like doubts, because currently I cannot just believe you when you say you don't have a third monitor. Maybe you have. It's like just your words against mine. I find some things suspicious and you have not dispelled my suspicions. And finally, there was not a conclusive compromise in the end. Unfortunately, they did not agree on anything, it seems. Danya looked really sad and disappointed. Kramnik was milder than he usually is, was like trying to project the aura of very this time, so he was not as harsh as he sometimes is, but still looking at this was very strange. Very strange. And Levitov at the end said some words of compromise. He said, even though that Kramnik is his friend, he said that he is overdoing it, he's going over the top, but he finished by saying that preserving chess is very important, and this is why we discuss such questions. So, what are the results of the debate? According to the audience, they had a survey, 3,000 people voted, those who watched it, 67 to 33% in favor of Daniel Naroditsky. So a third of the audience is in favor of Kramnik. Well, I think that in the English-speaking world, Kramnik would have gained fewer votes, because it's my impression that he's less respected there, probably because his reputation is not as high there. Maybe he's not as idolized by foreigners as he is by Russians, and also because Hikaru is very, very influential and more influential in the English-speaking world, I think. But yeah, even in the Russian-speaking world, 2/3 voted for Daniel, and like my opinion is, well, objectively this debate, it was not a debate, it was a conversation, but looked like a debate. It did not look like Kramnik destroying Daniel. It did not look like that. It did not look like Daniel destroying Kramnik, because Daniel did not like try to destroy him. He was just defending, but it looked like Daniel fended off most of the attacks, at least in my opinion. I try to be unbiased here. And it looked like a win for Daniel. And I've seen many comments about from people who say, I really like Kramnik, he's a legend, but what he's doing is very strange and I don't understand. Like many people were disappointed seemingly by the comments. Maybe these are bots, maybe Kramnik says these are bots and stuff like that, but I guess probably not. Probably most of them aren't bots. Kramnik often didn't let Danya finish the sentence. He still was like very like he used, for example, Danya used Vladimir Borisovich. This is a polite form of using the first and the second name of a person, an older person, or an equally important person when you show respect. So he was very respectful, and Kramnik said Danya, and he said he used the form of the second person. How do you say, like pronoun? In English, it's you, whatever you. If you respect a person, if you don't respect a person, it's you. But in Russian, there are two different kinds of you. There is вы and ты. So the polite one and the less polite one. The Kramnik used the less polite one. Danya used the polite one. So in terms of like politeness, I think also it looked a little bit weird, and Danya looked more adequate in this regard, I think. Even though maybe Kramnik thinks that he's too cool to, like, he should be admired, but he shouldn't necessarily be too polite with younger people. Well, it's not fatal, of course, but also I think gave an impression of like moral superiority in the mind of Kramnik. And my opinion of all this situation is that it's unacceptable. I respect Kramnik as a chess player and as a person. He has made many important contributions to chess and still making, and I believe that he is acting in good faith, trying to find cheaters, but he's definitely overdoing it. What he's doing now is cyberbullying, and this is unacceptable. He is hurting people. He is insinuating. He says that he's just asking questions, but this definitely hurts people. This is I don't know what I would have done had I been Danya or any other people accused by, or not accused by, like, you know what I mean, by Kramnik. I would have probably filed a lawsuit or something, because this is like, especially if I know that I'm innocent, what the hell? This is cyberbullying, this is harassment, this is cyber stalking. You can use any other term. This hurts people, and you cannot do this. Like, you cannot upload 10 videos about a person and saying, I don't know, maybe he's like a murderer, maybe he's a rapist, maybe he's I don't know, he's a scammer. Well, I have questions. I'm not saying he's like a rapist and a murderer, but it's just questions. If you answer them, then I say, and if I like your answers, then I say, okay, you are not a rapist and a murderer, but I'm just asking questions. This is not acceptable. And I'm using like very serious charges, of course, like what I said, but cheating and the status of cheater is like very shameful, and any decent chess player would be devastated if people believe that he is cheating. So this is serious, and you shouldn't go around like filming stuff about people, especially when you don't have any proof. Like, I haven't been convinced by any of the arguments of Kramnik. The only thing that I think is not good for Danya is the fact that he used the engine during the game to analyze it, but it was a speedrun game, it was not a serious one. He played against a 1000 rated player who was down a queen. So yeah, it's not good, of course, and he violated the rules, the terms of service of chess.com. Maybe he has to bear some punishment for that. I don't know what it should be, but definitely nothing too serious. And it's not cheating. It's not using the engine during the game to win it or anything like that. So that's my opinion. Write your opinion in the comments, and if you want me to host some English-speaking debate between the two of these grandmasters, please drop a comment. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching this.